Hi everybody, my name is Jim with Full Moon Adventure Club, and today we're going to be putting the Inergy Flex 1500 up against a 5,000 BTU window air conditioning unit. So the Flex 1500 is a portable solar generator that can accept solar, and it has a 1500 watt pure sine wave inverter. I'm not going to cover a lot of technical specs or how to use it in this video because I've already done videos on that, and people that follow the channel, I don't want them to have to sit through the same information twice. So I will put a card up top that takes you to a playlist that has all the videos that I've done on this unit, technical specifications, and lots of other tests so that you can find out more information that way. If you end up being interested in this unit and you want to purchase one, there's an affiliate link down below that will automatically apply any discount codes or offers that they have going on, if they have any going on their website, and that also helps the channel. So feel free to click that link if you want more information or you want to buy one. Without any further ado, why don't we just jump out there and check this out under some different conditions, outside, inside, with solar, stuff like that, so we can get you the numbers that you came here to see. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Okay, so here's the setup. We have our 5,000 BTU air conditioner there hooked up and plugged into the Inergy Flex, a little stopwatch timer so I can keep track of the time, and a camera doing a time lapse of the display that we can check out here in just a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and let all this run. The AC is going to be on the maximum cold setting of 62 degrees on high, and let's go ahead and see how it's cooling off and check the temperatures. Well, here we go. We've been running about 4 minutes now and everything's nice and cooled off, so I'm going to show you on the old temperature gun here again. Lit off to the side. Surface of the table is 106. Out in the normal span of things, it's about 90 depending on where you point. But when we go inside the vent, yeah, you can see we're blowing some really nice cold air now. Okay, so looking at this time lapse, we're discharging at about 400 watts usually, but I noticed on the outside test, it actually does go all the way up to about 500 watts, which it did not do during our inside test. So it did use more energy from the compressor while it was plugged in outside, but basically it just ran as constantly and as much as it could because it could never quite cool off anything because it's outside. So we made it 3 hours and 2 minutes. Okay, so here's the setup today. We do have 4 100 watt storm panels hooked up in parallel, and we're going to be running that into the Inergy Flex while we run this 5,000 BTU AC. It's about noon. It's about 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're going to start this up and see how it does. I have a little timer there that I'll be checking to kind of double check our time on the phone, and we're going to see how we do. So let's get it started here. That's recording. We're going to turn on the inverter on the Inergy Flex, and that just activated our AC unit. And that's not blinking, that's just the frame rate from the camera. So we do have air coming out, and you see our fans going. And we will see how we do once that compressor kicks in. I'll start the timer down here as well. Okay. So let's wait for that compressor to kick in and see how we're doing. All right, so we've been running about 2 hours, 13 minutes, and we are at 99%. So I'd say it's safe to say that we can run pretty much all day in direct sun with solar. We are definitely blowing cold air. Oh yeah. So that's incredibly cool. I'll just let it keep running. So even though my panels are laying flat and they would produce way more power if they were actually angled towards the sun better, we're actually pulling in enough power here to keep that battery at 100% for 3 hours. So we're running the air conditioner completely off of the sun at this point, which is super cool. As you can see, the sun starts moving into the trees and that blocks my solar. So then the battery starts to fall after about 3 hours, and I just stopped the test at 85% because it's no longer really a solar experiment. So, and also is cooling off, so the air conditioner compressor wasn't kicking on very much, but we can assume that it would run 3 hours after the sun went down. So I stopped the test at 4 hours and we're at 85%, but for 3 hours, we were at 100% running completely off the sun. That is so, so cool. I love that. So to wrap up all these times for the outside test, we had 3 hours and 2 minutes with no solar, direct sun, just running as hard as it could, 3 hours, 2 minutes. With solar, We were at 99% to full for 3 whole hours, and then at 4 hours, you know, we'd lost the sun and we went down to 85%. Why don't we jump inside and do a test with it actually in a room? Okay, so here we go. It's 3:11 in the afternoon, 75 degrees outside, 74 degrees in here. 3:11, and we are gonna start this guy running off the Inergy Flex. So we have a time lapse set up with the GoPro there, and here's the only cord going to the air conditioner, and the Inergy Flex is not plugged into anything. It does have a full charge. So I'm gonna turn that on and activate the AC inverter. And we're going to turn on the air conditioner, eco off, fan on medium, 62 degrees, and see how she does. You have a little watt meter there, so we can kind of check the energy draw, and we'll see how she does. Okay, for this time lapse, we started at 3:11. The bottom temperature there you can see is inside the room. The middle temperature there is the outside sensor, so it's 78 outside, it's 66 in the room. You can see that the air conditioner cooled off the room very, very nicely. We went from like 70, 3 or 4 degrees or whatever, down to 64, 65. And this managed to run, the compressor was running under 400 watts while it was inside the entire time. So we ended up with 3 hours and 33 minutes because the compressor wasn't working as hard as it was outside with the sun beating down on it. For this next test, I'm going to add a little timer. We have the same setup, and that would help me keep track. I got my time lapse going. We're going to put the air conditioner on its lowest setting, 62 degrees, and on high, no eco mode, all that good stuff. We're still recording the temperature at 66 outside, 66 in the room, but this time I'm going to run a space heater at the same time, so it'll never be able to catch up, and it'll actually warm up in that room. So we'll see how hard the compressor has to work to do that. And you can see on the bottom temperature there, the temperature is actually going to climb instead of fall. The air conditioner is working. It's pulling 350 watts, and the compressor is cycling constantly. But with that heater on, there's just no way for it to catch up. So I thought this would simulate kind of a heat wave environment or a hot RV where it just never can catch up to cool off the room and actually, run at kind of a more stable temperature. And it did pretty much exactly the same as the other test without the heater because it was cooling off the room to get it down to temperature. But again, we ended up with 3 hours, 35 minutes. So I think that's a pretty successful test. We know that outside it'd run for about 3 hours if it's in direct sun and unable to cool anything. And inside, for whatever reason, the compressor used a little less energy and it was able to run that 30 minutes longer. So a recap is outside 3 hours, 2 minutes, no solar. 3 hours at 100% sustainable, running off the sun. And after 4 hours, it was 85% because shade hit the panels. Inside the house, normal operation. It managed to cool us off from like in the 70s to 65. It took 3 hours and 30 minutes. And the same test with a heater running, 3 hours, 35 minutes. Well, there you go. And also you can add modular batteries to this system, so you can add as many batteries as you want. You can add more solar units to the mix, so you can add entire separate arrays of solar on top of what the Inergy Flex can already take, which is around 500 to 600 watts of solar input. And so it's very expandable, very versatile, and it will run an air conditioner pretty much sustainably as long as you have enough solar hooked up to it and you have sun. Also, in an emergency power outage or something like that, if it's too hot and you're in Arizona or somewhere where it's really, really toasty and the power goes out, this will cool a room off for you. So it did very, very well. Also, I have a playlist where I put some other solar generators to the test and stuff like that. And if you are interested in this unit, there's a link down below that'll automatically apply any discount codes that Inergy is currently offering, if they're currently offering any, on their website automatically, and that also helps support the channel. So please click that if you want to get more information and buy one of these units. My name is Jim with Full Mode Adventure Club. If this video helped, please like, share, and subscribe. Click the little notification bell so you actually get notified when I do a new video, and that really helps me out. Until next time, my name is Jim with Full Mode Adventure Club. Thanks so much for watching, and happy camping.